The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is in the middle of what may be the most significant policy reversal in the history of crypto regulation. SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, who now leads the agency's crypto task force, has confirmed that the era of regulation by enforcement is ending and that the SEC is actively working to replace it with a clear, principles-based framework that actually allows innovation to return to American soil. For the past several years, the default position at the SEC was simple: treat almost every token as an unregistered security, bring lawsuits, impose massive fines, and let the courts sort out the details later. That approach created a fog of legal uncertainty that drove hundreds of projects, billions of dollars in capital, and thousands of jobs offshore. Commissioner Peirce, often the lone dissenting voice in those enforcement actions, has repeatedly warned that this strategy was not protecting investors. It was simply pushing risk into unregulated corners of the market. Now the agency has executed what she describes as a philosophical 180-degree turn. The focus is no longer on stopping the industry but on building durable rules for token issuance, capital formation, and exchange oversight. Perhaps more importantly, the new direction explicitly recognizes two rights that many in this community have long considered non-negotiable. First, self-custody. In Peirce's words, "Why should I have to be forced to go through someone else to hold my assets? It baffles me that in this country, which is so premised on freedom, that would even be an issue. Of course, people can hold their own assets." Second, financial privacy. She rejects the current presumption that anyone who wants to keep their transactions private must be doing something wrong. Quoting her directly, "It has become the presumption that if you want to keep your transactions private, you're doing something wrong, but it should be exactly the opposite presumption. This is not just rhetoric." The SEC is drafting actual rules to replace the ad hoc enforcement of the past. 2026 is shaping up to be the key implementation year. We may see the return of compliant token offerings, clearer jurisdictional lines between the SEC and the CFTC, and legislation like the Digital Asset Market Structure Clarity Act finally moving forward. At the same time, we have to acknowledge an ironic counter-trend in the market. The approval of in-kind creations and redemptions for Bitcoin ETFs has led some of the largest holders to move coins out of self-custody and into regulated vehicles for tax efficiency and convenience. For the first time in 15 years, the total amount of self-custodied Bitcoin appears to be declining. That development does not invalidate the policy shift. It simply reminds us that convenience and regulatory clarity can sometimes pull in opposite directions from ideological purity. What matters most right now is that the United States finally appears ready to compete again for crypto innovation rather than cede the field to other jurisdictions. The rules will not be perfect, and the process will take time, but the direction is unmistakable. From prohibition to structured inclusion, from hostility to cautious embrace, from enforcement as policy to actual policy. If you found this analysis useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to stay ahead of every major regulatory shift. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.